Looking good. Okay, so I'm gonna switch screens. Put some music on. Don't have ad block on this. But in any event, so here's the plan. Well, just one thing real quick, since I have it up here. I have my own Terry Davis style text generator. Not exactly Terry Davis style, but I can feed it the Bible, tell it I want 1,000 words. It generates this model of how many times has this been, how many times has this word happened in the model, in the input text rather. You know, it's got 4 occurrences. Okay, well, one of those times. Interesting. Now that's. Okay, something weird happened there, because that's not equal to that. I don't know. This project's really not. I'm not got a huge amount writing on it. It's just kind of a silly little thing I put together. It's about a page worth of text to write the generator. I can run through it really quick. Basically what happens is it says, okay, I have this many occurrences. Well, there's a 1 in 12 chance that R comes after youth. Okay. Well, there's a 2 in 12 chance that even follows youth, right? So that's you generate a random number, and just in order here, you're looking at you know, a situation where it's clear. You can sort of treat this as some sort of linear, you know, make your decision based on you know, the frequency of each occurrence. So even has twice as much of a chance as Drew, and you use just a uniform random variable to do that. So these counts aren't. There's something messed up here, because that doesn't work. So anyway, you get this 1,000 words of generated text. In essence, basically what you're looking at is okay, all right, say I start at zealous. Okay, I generate my random number. Okay, okay, I go all the way up. And this is a 45 megabyte text file, so this is not something that you know, we've got a lot of words if you really wanted to go and find of. But in essence, what you're looking at is a situation where you pick one, make your jump. Okay, look at the references. You know, what can follow of. Okay, you're going to be looking at of here, and then you're going to have some list of things that are possible jumps from of. Okay, and then, you know, on and on and on and on and on. You just make those random jumps. And it bears some character of the input to some extent. I don't know. Uses it. It's limited to using the words that are in the input. There's and also in the sequence that they occur in the input. So there has to have been an occurrence of rows up in the input, and the same with 735, and every sequence that you're seeing here has to have happened. Because that's how it became part of the model. Okay, just making sure our audio is still good. So, you know, you tell it different things. Yeah, I went to textfiles.com to the conspiracy section. The lies in Encyclopedia Britannica was an interesting series. I collected them into one text file and took a look at what was in there. It was a lot of religious stuff, because yeah, you look through this and you see a lot of I don't know, a lot of talk of that type of stuff. I think it's really interesting because it really jumbles up the concepts, and sometimes you get some formatting stuff in here, like an address. And I think it's really apropos sometimes. Like, you'll see that one came up a couple of times. Now, what I suspect there is that of wisdom box. Now, somewhere this sequence, wisdom box, is happening. I don't know. In any event, it's jumping to some address somewhere. I don't know what exactly is happening, but it's a really neat little quality of that thing. Oh yeah, this one's slavery has made no appearance here in the demoralizing growth of the extension of public opinion on the Encyclopedia Britannica Catholic historian pastor. Seemed to advertisements and made considerable research in the crudest and broken-hearted lovers. Okay, and that's another improvement I can make is keeping a stack representation for quotes and parentheses, just to make sure that those were closed. But when would you close them? Who knows? And also, how do you ensure that there's no crossover between those? Because, I mean, you couldn't have... It's totally unreasonable to think of a structure in which you'd have parentheses that span one but not both of a set of quotations, and, you know, vice versa. That doesn't make any sense. You couldn't... I couldn't see that happening. It's just kind of, you'd be looking at something like this, and that, I mean, that's not reasonable. Yeah, so how exactly you enforce those conditions, who knows? Maybe not the most practical. Especially since then, well, and now, in fact, because punctuation is all handled as part of the word that it's connected to, just because of how CN treats strings on reading from standard in. I want to try and like What the fuck? Yeah, I wanted to just pass that along. Alright, so let's get this rolling. Okay. Just make sure we know where we're at with everything. Goes to that other screen. It's weird. Alright, so just okay. So we got this running, okay. Now key things now are, this is what we're doing right now. So, thinking about a couple different angles here now. Basically what we're going to be doing is you put in some, you know, whatever. I'm going to say, the assumption is that I append.png in both the load and save case. I mean, that's the easiest. You know, just totally abstract away the file type and everything. So maybe some sort of thing to view the list of files in some save directory. Yeah, it's getting into more than I'm doing right now. Basically right now I want load to load an image, save to save an image. So, what does that look like? That's using just two different commands now. So with load, I won't actually have to do any shader manipulation for these two features, which is nice. It's kind of an easy way to get back into this project. So load is going to be, let's go ahead and take a look at these. Okay. Okay, so this is put it up, right? So this is going to be a component of the load. Now, I'm torn on this now. If no, you know, I'll add another feature. I want to call it load with mask, or like, no, it's going to be one of the draw functions. We're not going to touch it right now. Right, this is just going to straight overwrite the image data. So basically, the other one is this. Yeah, is that right? Yeah, because you return your pixels format. It's pixel format. Okay, just, yeah, okay. Now, this is... it's the same, except it specifies an offset. I don't need an offset. I'll just be overrating the whole thing. Now, alright, so this introduces resolution dependence here, sort of, in that, well, should that be part of the file name? Maybe some kind of identification that it's, you know, 256 on an edge, because it is a relatively large assumption. And if I do make that assumption, different size images are going to break it. If you recompile this and have an edge size of 512, you know, your data becomes 8 times larger. 100% sure how to handle that. I think for right now, we're not going to worry about that. That's going to be largely just. I've been using 256 even on the machine that has more capability. I'm not seeing any real struggle with that on the other machine either. Which made it, I don't know, attractive for that. Let's see. So this is the notion anyway. So you'd be able to draw into your block. You save your data. Now, load is associated with GL text image 3D. And save associated with GL get text image. And it doesn't specify dimension. Does it? Well, I mean, why would you care? well, it's going to give you get end text image. Oh, just got this. Just looking to see what these are. I'm not 100% sure what the difference is. I guess that looks like it's the same thing as this now. Specifies the buffer size. Size of buffer pixels. Okay, so that's just, it caps it at some value, probably. Okay, you use the level. Yeah, okay. So you tell it level 0 to get just the data out. So cool. That's GL get text image. I thought I was looking at something the other day that was that had some dimensional dependence. It was something that specified it was 3D. But, you know, whatever. It doesn't really matter. So that's going to do what I need. So now, I'll need to look at my code to input and output PNG images from my last project. One of my last projects. So I've done that a number of times. Can I just look at my repositories? I know VO7 did it. Okay, Jen is going to have the right. God, what? Yeah, what an ugly fucking pile of shit. This is basically several thousand lines of a representation of this thing that I generated in another program, and then I set up the output on that other program to format my vec3s like this, and I just copied and pasted it into this program. You know, it's not great, but basically what that's doing is drawing out a graph of all the interconnections between some set of stars, you know, in quotes, whatever the hell you want to call that. I think now that I look at this, it's in another file. It's in the oh, shit. Damn it. Fuck. Let me think about this for a second. What if I did make it 512 and 16-bit? That's bumping up our memory usage by like a factor of 16. Crap, I completely forgot that I did that with the 16-bit save. Obviously, that's not the format I'm in. Shit. This is this. Yeah, that's the approach I took before labeling it with. Oh, jeez. No, wait a minute. No, this is fine. This is fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, because this was stupid. This took. yeah. No, I'm remembering a little bit better with this. Come on. 16-bit grayscale. That was because I was having issues with the alpha not being precise enough for my purposes. So let's look at the load here. Totally skipped. That's okay. It's parameter to the decode. Okay, so those are optional parameters. Okay, good. So load is pretty easy. This is for my CPU style. This is all, yeah. How much of this can I just use? A lot of it, actually. Okay, so I have load largely written. Save differs in how it acquires the data. And then, but the write is going to be handled the same way. So this image is a sequence of bytes. Same, like this is just populating that sequence of bytes. This is that. This is this by this, and there's that many bytes involved. Times 4. But what else we need to worry about here? I don't know. So load when I hit load, save when I hit save. Okay, and that's basically gonna read from what I have in this thing. Now I want to make sure, is that retained? That is retained. That bell thing. I know there is something to turn it off. Yeah, here we go. Nice. Perfect. Love it. Okay. So let's go ahead and add some more to the a hint to the user to you know, just need the name appends.png, and that's how you're going to load and save. Okay, we're going to keep this dead simple. I'm going to get it implemented tonight. So let's see what we need. We need, no, you know what? We don't need the make file. We need right. This is all main is. Main is 6 lines. I didn't realize that it was that small. Then what else? I guess it's in the utilities. Is that a thing? Okay, it is a thing. Okay, awesome. What if so? This one. That's what I needed. Trying to be cool with my Vim navigation. Anyway, whatever. The key thing here is the utility menu label. We're not implementing an undo on this project. Cylinder, tube, cuboid. Axis align bounding box, height map, blur, clear all, unmask all, toggle the mask, mask by color, repeat static lighting, still not done with that. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, here we are. So, string 0. Can support a 256 character file name. Okay, so what do we need to tell them? That looks halfway reasonable. Well, okay. Is there an easy way to check this? Let's see. This. It's just some code to see if a given string has another string as the ending. Let's do a quick wrapper around that, because just checking one thing. Is this going to be const? This is making me a bad person. These don't need to be by reference. They can be by reference. Good as should. Yeah, that's actually, yeah. I'm Vim, I have a winter built in. Return. String. Yeah, fuck it. We're not gonna do that. Just gonna make sure that compiles. Actually, make already runs it because I'm an idiot and I tried to build too many things into my make file. Alright, whatever. It's a shitty little bodge. We're good with it. It's just I don't know what the fuck I'm doing there. Doesn't matter. So it has a PNG extension already. Blah. It doesn't. I gotta do the same thing. Okay, so let's say some different music. Need to get an ad blocker on here.
I've been working here at Walmart for 4.5 years.
Fine. Okay, so how do we call stuff on the GPU model? It's I always forget what the syntax is. GPU data dot. Yes, I know the function doesn't exist. Okay. You're dealing with a very similar, very similar operation here. There's really no flags passed or anything other than just, yeah, same check really. So I mean, really, it's just cut this. Let's see, lines. And then just change these to a save. Okay. Let's go and do it there first. So this is where implementation goes. This is all the initialization. It's loading textures. Okay. Positions of all the textures. Function swap blocks. Okay. This is actually going to be there you go, down pretty low on the file. We're just going to go right above the display. Okay, this one's gonna have loading, right? So we'll actually think about it. They have a lot of the same data. Let's load first. Not anything. Okay, so Gotta make sure this compiles because I'm not using any of this code right now. It's just so much easier to pass around C++ style strings so you don't have to worry about it being a pointer and all that nonsense. So, error is the result of the decode function. Okay. It's going to be a very similar operation. We're going to get to what those OpenGL commands look like in a minute. Okay, so very similarly we have basically what that's going to look like is going to be, ooh, wow, is that something where I can do it directly? Ooh. I may actually be able to do that directly. How cool would that be? Width and height are known quantities, so I'm gonna do that the other way around. All right, so I think this is about as good as I've got for this. When you compile it, yeah, everything's in terms of dim, just like it has been for everything else. Okay, so don't, you know, it's when you compile it that's all defined. We're just gonna roll with that for a minute. So let's talk about I'm gonna make sure we got enough space here, so. Alright, so it's the dimension cubed times 4. There's that many cells and 4 bytes per cell. Okay, so once we've got everything together, I do like the semantics of this library for loading and saving images. It's very similar syntax. Error checking is very easy. I'm going to be able to use that the bytes from the load directly as well, because that's the exact format that I use. It's just straight bytes. That's really awesome. I'm going to be able to do that for both the load and the save. They're going to be very short functions. I like that. That's gotta be. You're inside. God damn it. Okay, this is an absolutely monstrous function, so that's not going to be practical. Shit. Whatever. Is this better? Yeah, let's go here. Just... Okay. Image loaded bytes. Yo. Comments on how easy it is to do the error checking, then don't do the error checking. Come on. That's the only thing I don't really care for about Vim, and there's probably a way to fix it, is cursor doesn't bring you back up to, it doesn't roll over to the beginning of the next, or the previous line rather, when you go to the beginning of the line. I am very used to that being the behavior though. That goes. What the hell are you getting at, Perlin? What? Yeah. So what the fuck are you talking about? Let's write the partial buffer mean. Fuck knows. Okay, I just want to make sure that these. Okay. I didn't change it when I put it in the second menu item. I didn't. Wait a second, why is it? That's strange. I need to check what's going on here. So. What's wrong with my formatting? Them is cool. Them is very cool. Okay. Good. Good. Cool. Dangerous. Wow. There's nothing local right here. So key thing now, get those pixels. What do we want to do first? Let's do this one first. So, arguments are target, level, format, type, pixels. Target. Be our first one. Actually, I'm gonna be able to take this directly from the front buffer, like the initial thing for the front buffer. Now that I think about it. Yeah, because this is exactly what we're doing. Which one is the front? It's current. It's 1. So that's going to be okay. Get is going to be target. I think this is right. That's the right way to reference it. I'm not 100% sure about that. Yeah. Level 0 format is GL. RGBA. Type is unsigned byte. See what we got. Okay. We're saying GL good. Validino. Okay. Got the right dimensions. It looks like no problem. Validino. What do we get Invalidino for? Target. It's not accepted. Chance extra 3. Close. Image output, well, image output's working exactly right. It's just writing all zeros. So, you know. So let's get this. Says we're good. Let's see what's in the thing. Yeah, exactly. Not the right data. Okay. Let's do it this way. Looks like it's got easier to use syntax here at least. Because you reference it by, well, and it also has the additional safety of specifying the buffer size. So texture is to be determined. I forget what the handle is called. It's level 0. It's the format. Type is channel unzoomed byte. And that's where it's going to be. Okay, so location of current. I think that's how it works. I'm fairly sure that's how it works. Oh yeah, buffer size. Of course. I can just use that. Well. Okay, saved it, loaded. We get black nonsense. Nothing. Okay, but it is. grabbing the wrong texture. Yes. How else would that happen? Damn it, how am I gonna grab that fucking texture? No, there's definitely another way to grab textures. Get a texture. Yeah. Shit. Wait a second. There's... When I declare them, I have to generate textures initially. There's something that holds that. Gen textures, block textures 0. Fuck. Do I just write it twice? Block texture 0. Because then it's half and half whether it's going to be right. Fuck. I guess it's gotta be. I mean, that sucks. It seems like a shitty way to do it. Or wait, am I... I'm not sure which one I did just now. Okay, saved. Loaded. Looking good, okay. Looking very good. Let's draw something in that fat bitch. Confirm that we do have something. Okay. Moment of truth. Saved. Nice! And just... It's not touching it. What's going on here? No, damn it. Wait, what the fuck am I doing? The problem was here. What's the first perimeter target? There's definitely a texture, image, whatever. Corresponding one that you can pass a identifier to. Isn't there? Guess we'll just gotta. Fuck, I hate this. I'm really clueless as to what this is. Active texture. I might have gotten rid of that too earlier. So I guess this is kind of the only way I have to do it right now. This does suck. Looking good. That's our shit. We have image. Awesome. All right, so saved. I'm gonna now go in here and clear. Okay. And I'm gonna, well, let's just go and fucking do this. Okay, so we're cleared. Okay, go in the utility menu, we go. Load that shit up. Very nice. Make a change. Say I want this darker. Okay. Let's go back in here. There she is. Very nice. That's done, folks. This is a shitty way to handle this, writing it to both. but I'm not using the back buffer for anything right now. That's not a big deal. It's just redundant, so it might hang for, you know, whatever touch of a bit of time longer when you're loading. But you know, you're loading a pretty sizable chunk of image data, so you know you're kind of figuring it's not going to be immediate anyway. Or at least I figure you would anyway. Whatever. Nice. I'm glad that these aren't very big functions. They're only like, you know, 20 something lines a piece. Maybe. And, well, I set up this relative thing, so 19 on the first one, and then it's 19 on the second one too. So I set up this relative numbering thing. Let me switch back the screen. Yeah, so it's set up this thing where it's relative numbering. So basically, the line that you're on has the number of the line, but if you go above or below, it tells you how many lines are above or below, and it's real handy for Vim because think about it. What is it? 4J, or I guess that just did 44J. But yeah, it's just say you want like 15J. I'm gonna go down 15 lines, or I want to go, you know, K is up, so I'll go 14K, and I'm right at the beginning of that function, right? And so I can look at these the offsets to see where I want to go. Same thing for deleting. So if I see image bytes to save is down 3 lines, I can do well, dd gets me just that one line, d4d gets me that line plus 3 more lines. Right, so that gets you those 4. So go ahead and commit this. Now, I think this may not be for right now, but note that there's no mask consideration in this load save thing. One of the big things that I would want to try and do is a load save function that respects the current state of the mask. But probably call that like stamp or something that's like something that's not load, right? It's not like, well, I just gotta think about how I want to try and do that, because that's, I don't know. And it might be an interesting approach to try and do like multiple buffers like Vim does. But then you're getting into, you know, considerably more complicated interaction. I don't know if that's really the direction to go. Copy paste is a big one, but that's going to require some sort of structure in there for, I don't know, just to kind of like, just to act like as a cursor. Just to give you a sense of like what you're selecting, like what's, you know, if you're getting an access line bounding box out, you know, it's like, I mean, geez, I could draw over it with something it's just such a hard thing to think. Like, there seems like there should be a correct correct thing here. I think there's got to be a better way to do it. We'll get there. I'm gonna call that good for tonight then.